Good morning. My name is Jackie Porter. I'm the Cabinet Member for Place and the Local. This is a decision day. I welcome everybody to this meeting of the Cabinet, taking place from the Walton Suite at Winchester Guildhall. The time is 9:30 a.m. Please can I advise that this meeting is being audio recorded and live streamed from the Council's website. In addition, a video recording of the meeting will be uploaded to the Council's YouTube channel after the meeting. Can I remind any officers joining virtually to turn off their cameras and mute their microphones until invited to speak? Can I remind members to speak clearly and remember to use your microphone? In addition, please speak directly into the microphone and don't turn away when speaking, because this makes sure that your comments are picked up by the audio and video. Please can I ask everyone to ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are silent or switched off entirely. And I'd just like to introduce my current people on the table, Adrian Fox, who's the Strategic Planning Manager, and Jill Lee, who's a Planning Manager too. This morning, we're going to look at the decision well, first of all, disclosure of interests. I don't think there are any disclosure of interests that anybody wishes to state. Thank you. And public participation, in fact, councillor participation, Councillor Horrell was going to be here, but I think she's not here at the moment, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to continue the time the meeting has started. This is about the approval of the Mitchell-Dever VDS for adoption, paper DD 53, and it's a piece of work that's been done by Mitchell-Dever Parish Council. Supplementary planning document, which is an important part of the guide for residents, developers and planners. It describes what's been built in the past and also the way in which the parish can record their aspirations for the future. I note the schedule of comments on page 13 following the consultation. And I'm really pleased that the Parish Council have taken those on board, and the amendments are included in the paper. This updates the VDS from 2002, which I think at the time was typewritten, and I've got the copy of that at home in hard copy. This one will be mainly printed or going online. I just wanted to mention that the railway has had a huge impact on this parish, and its influence is recorded in the document both for Mitchell-Dever Station and East Stratton. And the Mitchell-Dever Station actually contains buildings designed by Lutyens, and I know that they consider that they are heritage buildings. They have many heritage buildings right across the whole of the parish, which they want to make sure that people are aware of, and they are well recorded in the beautiful photographs that were done by Peter O'Keefe. I really think that the document is very clear, and good morning, Councillor Horrell. It's very clear, and I certainly am very happy to accept it. However, Councillor Horrell's just arrived. Would you like to say something? I know, it's a bit odd.
Thank you. Well, I came on two counts, really. One, obviously, to support the Mitchell-Dever VDS. We've worked very hard to craft it and refine it and consult on it. So to congratulate them on the effort that they've made and to, I'm sure, support you in your endorsement of it. However, there was a broader point that I thought would be really helpful, which is that we continue to take out the message more broadly about VDS's village design statements. Because it was clear last week in the local plan discussion that we have a variable set of VDSs, some super up to date, some rather languishing in the drawer and needing updates. And obviously, as we come to a new plan, they will be needing to be modified, but many of them need modification, even with what we have today. So I'm just wondering how we can, as an organisation, really help to encourage organisations around our district to put those thoughts down, because when they are down, then it's clearer to the planning officers, to the strategic planning team, but importantly to the planners when they actually look at applications in the various areas as to what the communities are aspiring to. So that might be a VD. For some, it's obviously moving into a neighbourhood. So my question really to the planning team and to yourself as the portfolio holder is how can we really raise the profile, and also to make sure that the planning team are familiar with all this, because I know sometimes there is a view that always taken into consideration in the best way, but they need to be up to date to have that credibility. So as I say, two points. One, well done, Mitchell Dever, and two, can we wave the flag for other VDAs to be updated and commitment made to them as a planning authority. Thank you, Chair.
Just before you came in, Councillor Horrell, I was actually saying that this one replaces the one in 2002, which I think you and I remember from a long time ago, and I know I've still got one at home, and I'm really pleased to see the update, which has really taken on board some of the, well, many of the comments that have been made. And at the last parish council meeting, they were very pleased to start their process to be towards becoming a much greener and a zero carbon council, which is very exciting to hear a parish take on that real responsibility. So yes, it is something that we do need to encourage all of the others to do. I'll just pass over to Mr. Fox, who might want to say something about that.
Thank you, Councillor Porter. Thank you, Councillor. No, very valid points. I think if I can take them in backward order, in terms of obviously raising the profile of this one, I think it's a very good point. Once obviously we've got it on the internet, I intend to make sure that we email the planning team leaders and development management and obviously the other officers there to make sure they are aware that obviously there's a new version of the VDS. So I think that's a very valid point. And perhaps in the past, I think a stepping stone that we've missed out. So yeah, thank you for that point. In terms of other VDSs, I know we've got at least one other in the team going on in terms of Lytton and Hairstock. I think we've all got a role, actually, officers and members, to obviously promote VDSs, because I do think they're a valuable tool, and it's obviously working together to kind of promote them. And I think too, we've now got some really good examples recently that we've adopted. So it's trying not to reinvent the wheel in terms of the template for them, because I think that's half the battle, is obviously structuring them and making sure it's very clear. So I think we've got this one and a couple of others that obviously have been recently adopted, and signpost the parish councils to them and go, well, okay, look, here's some examples. Perhaps use those as a starting point, because it's good to have a template, isn't it, to move forward. But I think we as officers and plus members as well support to obviously promote them, because I do think, as you've quite rightly said, with the new local plan, the emphasis on obviously drilling down to that more granular level, they are really useful. So I think we can take that action away. It does obviously, from our team, it is a capacity issue in terms of obviously managing that with the local plan. But hopefully, obviously, if they can look at obviously ones that have gone through, they can learn from that experience of what works, what doesn't work. So hopefully that answers your question. Thank you.
I think it's also very interesting to see that a committed group of people who have some knowledge of the previous one is extremely helpful here, because they do understand the process. But also some parishes are part South Downs National Park and part Winchester. I think we have to give a particular help to those. Twyford's done a good job on theirs. They also they can be somewhat daunted by this whole process. But I think you and I have sat through many parish council meetings and gone, when are the photos going to be ready? But Peter has done an amazing job, and Neil Hornby's done a very good job on the wording. And I know that Jill and her team have been involved in some of to make sure that it's compliant now, so that it's really valuable for the future. So I think the points you make are absolutely right. We carry on talking to all of the parishes that we know are working on them all the time. I had a conversation with Hursley only last week to make sure that they keep the work going, because it is really important that by 2024 we're all in the same place.
Thank you.
Sorry, so with that, I am approving the Mitchell Dever VDS for adoption. I think that's all there is to say. Thank you.